It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Sorry, just felt like being a little dramatic. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Fractured Realities. One thing that I have noticed, and I'm really sorry that I really had some great ideas for a Halloween video that I was going to put up a couple weeks ago, but Halloween was just an absolute shit show, so I didn't get a chance to. I had some real important in life things I had to take care of, so I did that instead. But one thing that I have noticed, and it's kind of relevant to the whole Halloween thing and to the whole Halloween season, but also just in general, is it seems like the veil between this reality and other realities is particularly thin lately, and I'm not the only one who noticed this. I've brought this up in several of the Facebook groups that I'm in, and a lot of people seem to be on the same page with me. One thing that I've noticed is, paranormal type activity, seeing things, the corners of your eyes, seeing shadows, shadow beings, seeing ghosts. It's just all the time for me lately. I mean, it's been very, very odd. More so than usual. I mean, these are things that I've seen my whole life, but sporadically here and there, not all the time. Also, these recent UFO sightings in Ireland, the high density of emotion for these political things, like the Brett Kavanaugh thing, and this, something seems to be pulling and tugging on the fabric of our reality, and the veil seems to be thinning. UFO sightings, cryptid sightings across the world seem to be on the uptick. And another thing that I've heard quite a few people talk about, which I've spoken about with them, but I haven't really talked about it online, is a lot of these like super realistic lucid dreams that I've been having lately. I mean, dreams where I'm like literally a different person living in a different type of reality and living a completely different life, yet it's still me, but I have all the memories of this person and that, and I could go to sleep and take a 15-minute nap and have a dream that seems like it lasts an eternity, and this has been happening more and more to me. So I don't know if it's the high uptick of people's emotions due to the political atmosphere in the world, or if it's just something with the stars and astrology, whether it's the season, whether it's some sort of fuckery that's going on with CERN in Switzerland, which, by the way, they're building an even bigger Hadron Collider. So for those of you that have been keeping up with the Mandela effects, things are going to be changing even more rapidly here after 2020, because they're building one that's twice the size, twice the power. Literally something that can power the whole Rhode Island, crashing particles into each other to try to find new particles of energy. Come on, does anybody really believe that all these different governments that don't get along with each other would be paying and contributing over $40 billion just to look at particles? I mean, there's a little bit more to CERN, and you people really need to look into it. I'm not saying that they have a demonic agenda, but since they've started, there's definitely been a lot of changes in the fabric of our reality and our quantum existence. People have noticed physical changes within themselves, changes in our history, changes in religion, in the Vedic texts. Even the Vedic texts, from what I remember, when I was a kid and when I originally read them, covered, very good amount of history, like 40 or 50,000 years. Now we're talking about 40 billion years from the creation of the universe. Greatly expanded. Now, as far as religions and mythology go, they've all went through changes, not just the King James Bible. I could probably do a whole long video on this, so I'm going to save this for another time when I have some actual, proof and things like that. But history has been changing. If you want to know more about the Mandela effects, I suggest you look at the Mandela Effect researchers videos, or look at I Am Laszlo, several other groups. In later videos, I'll do some more shout outs when I have the exact names. But there's several people who specifically cover the Mandela or the quantum effects. But these have been changing rapidly, and stars who were once dead are coming back to life and then dying again. We have, changes in historical context. This is not something that I've researched, but I've heard a couple people say it recently. Now, I've always been a fan of history and a student of history, and read about the Dark Ages and the Middle Ages. And now there's people saying that everything that we've learned about this are oral traditions that have come down, that there's no written proof that the Middle Ages existed. So yeah, this is fucking great news to me, because I always thought there were, and I'm going to do more research on this before I make any definites. But even if this isn't something, this is something that people believe, and people have been viewing more UFOs. Now, as far as the alien things go, I mean, you have to be a very arrogant person to believe that we're the only intelligent life in the universe. With, there's more star systems in our universe than there are grains of sand on Venice Beach. I mean, there's billions and billions, so there has to be intelligent life. Now, I've personally never encountered an alien, but since I've been living in Montana, where the skies are clearer and you can see a lot more at night, and a lot of times I like to sit outside and stargaze, I have seen some very, very strange vehicles and some very, very strange lights. And now any night when I go outside, I'm seeing what looks like a shooting star, but then it changes direction. I'm like, well, shooting stars don't zigzag, so that's not a shooting star. And, just many, many weird things. In this area that I live in, there's been several cryptic sightings. People have seen animals that appear to be one thing and then seem to like morph into another, like half deer, half dog, those type of things. Shadows all over the place. I mean, like literally, I do a lot of walking at night. I go out and I take long walks. I don't drive unless I humanly have to. And a lot of times I see just strange shadows, just on a constant basis. This isn't something that's normal. And Bigfoot sightings are, increasing tenfold. There was a YouTube channel called The Four Corners, I think, and there was a guy named J.C. Johnson who used to post a lot about this. And I actually had contact with this guy for a while, but he just seems to have disappeared. His last video was posted about 8 months ago, and if anybody knows what happened to J.C. Johnson, please get back to me and let me know what's going on. Either that, or maybe he's just busy and he doesn't post videos. But yeah, but there's definitely been a lot of strangeness that's been happening in the world lately, and not a lot of it hits the mainstream media. But those who are aware, I hate to use the phrase because it's overused, but the awakened community seems to be noticing this with dreams, with shadows, with physical changes, with the quantum effects, with historical changes, religion, spirituality. There seems to be a great awakening. So when I said earlier, these are the best of times, these are the worst of times. I mean, it's good and bad. It's by both polars. But like I said, and like I talked about in an earlier video, you can help yourself get through this kind of tumultuous time. Yeah, I know I mispronounced that. Good times. You get yourself through this strenuous time in your life by promoting activity and active skills in your life, by making yourself a better person, by better growth, not by latching onto groups or to communities or to any sort of total totalitarian type governments or organizations or intergalactic spiritual beliefs. To me, in my opinion, those are a trap. You have to guard yourself. Keep yourself guarded. Burn your incense. Cleanse your homes. You don't know about cleansing, just look up videos on cleansing. There's lots of people who can explain it a lot better than I can. Like I said, I definitely refer to some of the pagan or other traditions when it comes to cleansing. Keep something that is made of lead somewhere around your house. I know that sounds kind of weird, but hey, lead pennies work. Anything that's lead, those keep evil away from your house. Certain forms of incense. Go outside in the summertime when you can and collect wild sage. Take that sage and wrap it up with hemp rope and let it dry out. And then if you seem to notice something strange or bizarre in your house, burn that incense. Take sea salts or even regular table salt if you don't have them. You take those and you sprinkle them in your doorway so that you keep these things out of your house. Keep a positive atmosphere in your house. Try not to argue about politics or religion or any of the horse shit that divides us. Make your house your sanctuary. Once again, like I said, I know this seems very hypocritical considering that I'm a YouTuber and I'm on several social platforms. Cut back a little bit on the social media ship. Be close with your family. Hold them close. Keep yourself protected. These are tumultuous times, but we are, in fact, sort of in danger. And like I said, great emotions manifest great things. So let's not create a hell on earth for ourselves. Let's just, because the veil is thinning. This is definitely not a normal thing. And I've noticed, physical changes within myself. I'm not going to go through long details of them, but yeah, I mean, everything seems to be changing. Things seem to be shifting. We seem to be in an age of great change, great upheaval. Okay, this could turn into a great thing. This can turn into a bad thing. I'm not saying this to make anybody alarmist. I just want people to be able to arm themselves and be prepared. Because even people who are non-believers have started to see things. People who normally have that third eye shut off and don't notice these type of things are noticing things, that are seeing, craziness here and there. Like I was talking to a friend of mine outside of work a couple weeks ago, and this person, very, very down to earth, very, normal type of guy, and literally I saw a shadow move behind him, and I heard a scream, and I didn't say a word. He did. He looked at me, he's like, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "That scream behind you?" "No, I didn't hear that." He's like, "Is there something over there?" I'm like, what can I say? I don't want to freak the guy out, but yeah, he noticed it. And this is somebody that doesn't talk about anything, and, basically somebody who, looks at me like I'm crazy if I start talking about, the kind of things that I talk about, which is why I keep that out of pleasant conversation. But yeah, the veil is thinning, people. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. I'm not trying to convince you that anything's on. And I'm not saying that this is a good thing or a bad thing. It could be both, depending on how you react to it, how you live your life, how you go about things. So like I said, just keep your atmosphere positive, keep your home cleansed. be aware of strangers and people who come and offer gifts and offer advice and, you know, tell you everything that you want to hear. You know, be aware of dark intentions. You know, keep a positive light. Keep crystals around your house. Things like that. Do things that are positive to you, that can help create a safe environment for yourself. There's also wards that you could create and those type of things. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this later on. I just want to keep this one brief because I know I spit out a lot of content today and I don't want to end up repeating myself. But yeah, the veil is very thin. Don't be surprised if you see ghosts. Don't be surprised if you see shadows. Know that you're not alone with these crazy alternative you dreams or these lucid dreams that you've been having about other universes, other worlds, things like that. This is happening to quite a few people on a wide scale basis. The veil is thinning. And so I just want you to know that you're not alone. Keep yourself protected. Keep everything positive. Keep it cleansed. Okay? And like I said, if there's anything that's happened to you in particular that you want to share, please feel free to comment below. Let us know what's going on with you. Let us know these things you've seen. And nobody's going to ridicule you or spit out disbelief. Well, there might be some people. There's always going to be those people, but whatever. I mean, just ignore them. But yeah, if you want to share, I'd love to hear some of your stories and know what's going on in your life. If you've seen ghosts, if you've seen shadows, lucid dreams, even if you are somebody who is a Wiccan who practices Wiccan nature magic, or if you are somebody who's elemental or sex magic or chaos or any of the other things that you practice, if you've seen an uptick in your abilities, like you can do more, you can move more, your powers are exuding. We are in a great time of flux. So like I said, it's good and it's bad. So keep yourself surrounded by positive, like-minded people who will help in your situation, and try to stay away from the negativity. And, you know, hey, if you see that strange looking shadow from the corner of your eye, try to ignore it. Try to not draw too much attention to it. Don't bring it into your existence. Let it coexist with you, but don't let it become you. Don't let the darkness engulf you. Just be yourself, be positive, and enjoy the time. Let your thoughts manifest to reality, because now is the time. We are at that crux in humanity. We may never have another time when there's this much power available, when our minds are as strong or our perceptions are as strong as right now. So use it positively. And what I mean by using it is, I don't mean this horse shit with like these people who want to do binding spells on Brett Kavanaugh or Donald Trump or political people who you don't like. You people are fucking nuts. Anybody who knows anything about magic or magical practices, whether it be black, white, voodoo, anything else, one thing you do not do, though, is you do not try to harm, bind, or curse somebody who has not physically harmed you. If you don't, that's going to come back on you. So don't. And like I said, this is a great influx of time and a great influx of power into this reality that we live in right now. So don't use it the wrong way, because that tenfold might be 50-fold. You might find yourself with cancer, and it's not going to do a damn thing to the person you try to bind if this person hasn't done anything to you. So keep that in mind. So like I said, keep it positive. Keep your thoughts positive. Manifest positive energy. Manifest positive thoughts. And you'd be surprised right now. You might be able to do phenomenal things. You might be able to see phenomenal things. Open your eye, keep your mind clear, and keep your environment clean and cleansed. and let me know what's going on with you. This is something that's definitely interested to me, but I'm not going to go on and on about this video. Maybe I'll do more about it later on, but I just wanted to kind of cover this right now because this is something that seems to be, within these past couple weeks in particular, pretty widespread. So let me know about your experiences. Thank you all. I love you. Keep it clean and stay awake, people. Goodbye.